Hi, this is Susan. I'm going to talk to you today about 5 yoga props that can make your yoga practice that much more enjoyable, especially if you're new to the practice. So the first thing we'll start with is a chair. A chair can be quite helpful in many of the yoga poses. Really, any chair will do, but if you can find a chair without arms, it's going to be a little bit more beneficial. I'll just demonstrate real quickly why that is. So you might come into some pose where you need to have one leg off the side of your chair. And obviously if you have an arm here, that's going to make that more difficult. A simple folding chair that's not very expensive will really do just fine. And you might check out Target for one of those. That's where I got that one. The next prop that can be really helpful is a yoga strap. And here's just a very simple yoga strap that I have. You'll notice it has a buckle in it, and there are many times when a buckle can be helpful, especially if you're trying to create a loop in it like you see here. Something that you could substitute for that if you don't have a yoga strap is the sash of your bathrobe if you have one, or an old tie, some sort of, you could even take an old towel and cut it into a really long, thin strip, and that would work as well. The next prop that you might find really helpful in your practice is a yoga block. They come in all different materials. This one is a foam yoga block, very lightweight. If you don't have a yoga block, books can be a really nice substitute. And you'll notice here that my book is about the same height as the yoga block, and it's not quite as thick, but it's a fairly thick book. This is the Webster's College Dictionary, which I'm not sure many people use anymore. But if you had a book where you are willing to, not use it again, you can take duct tape and or packing tape and actually tape it closed so it doesn't have a tendency to open on you. You might actually want to find 2 books, and if that's the case, try to see if you can get your books fairly close in size. These are not exactly the same as you can see here, but they were the 2 that I could find that were the closest. A thicker book is going to be also much more stable for you than a thin book. So that would be a substitute for yoga block. The next prop that you will find definitely helpful in pretty much all classes will be a blanket. If you don't have a lot of extra blankets around the house, bath towels work just fine. They typically are a little softer and not as firm as a yoga blanket, but they can certainly work. You might also try a beach towel, which would be a little larger and give you more surface. But this is a tight weave yoga blanket. It's just a Mexican blanket that you might find quite helpful in your practice. The last prop, which I would say would be the last one that I would personally purchase if I didn't have any, would be a yoga bolster. They're really quite nice. They're firm. They're the right shape that fits most people's bodies. They do come in a variety of sizes. I happen to like this size the best. I like the round corners of it, and I like the firmness of it. Some yoga bolsters are completely round, like a cylinder, and other yoga bolsters are really skinny and narrow. They can be used for different things, but this is kind of an all-purpose size bolster. All right, so grab those props and get ready for your class.